You know, while some people tune into podcasts on web browsers from their computers, most actually listen to podcasts through mobile apps. But why are podcasts becoming more popular in 2021? Well, we've got Paul Stennett. He's a podcast consultant, and he's going to talk us through. Hi, morning, Paul.
Morning, Paul.
Hi, good morning.
Well, Paul,
Glad to be here.
everybody knows that me do have no sense at all. I mean, I know about everything else. So they're going to lead you right through it. But let's start by what is a podcast in a very serious way. What is a podcast?
A podcast is a audio show. It could be audio or video, but it's predominantly audio, and it's delivered through any medium, whether it's mobile phones on the computer, it's on demand. It's just a conversation, really.
Yeah. Why are they becoming so popular? Is it because, I don't know, we're hearing the diversity in voices, which makes the content more interesting? What makes them so popular, Paul?
Yeah, they've really carved a niche out for themselves because they really allow for a level of intimacy and access that we don't often see. You know, celebrities are starting their own podcasts, and so you get to see behind the scenes into their lives, their friends, what they do on a daily basis. You get to see that they're actually just regular people. So you really get to see the intimacy that you don't see from other medium, plus the reach as well. If you are a podcaster, when you put out an episode, everybody who subscribes to your podcast would get a content instantly. Which is very different from like social media. We have algorithms, and only a small percentage of the audience see your content. Everyone is going to be able to hear your podcast episode.
Yeah, you said
very powerful.
You said at the top that it's mostly audio. Does it have the same effect whether it's video, audio? Does it have the same reach whether it's video, audio?
No, it's different reaches. People use video to increase the reach. Because you might stumble upon a podcast on YouTube or on Instagram or on any other platform, and then from there you might become a long-term listener to listen to the audio as well.
Yeah. What makes a podcast work? There was a time when I looked through the most popular podcasts globally, comedy was one of the main things. And I figured, okay, it's in the pandemic, people want something to relax, and self-help, horror stories. I was really intrigued by what it is that people want to listen to. From your experience, what are some of the things, the subject areas that are most interesting to people?
There's something for everybody, really, but really what people are craving now are those authentic stories.
Okay.
People want to hear about what's really going on behind the scenes in your life. So if you are a celebrity or if you're an expert in something, you can teach something very valuable. You know, right now, crime podcasts and murder mysteries are very popular as well.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is there. So there's something for everybody. So if you have a specific point of view, maybe, you live in Jamaica, you live in a certain part of society, people are craving, all around the world are craving that view. So don't think that, whatever you have is not valuable. There's someone for everybody.
Yeah.
Can you earn from it? And if so, how?
Yeah, you can earn from it. Platforms like Spotify do exclusive deals where they pay you to host a show on their platform. Advertisers as well are more and more dipping their pockets into the space. So, and also, there's a huge opportunity here because not many people in Jamaica, not many advertisers are on board in Jamaica. There's a huge opportunity for advertisers to come on board and start to get their products and services mentioned on podcasts. And there's monetization for podcasts on that as well.
Yeah.
What we recommend is definitely, if you have a product or a service that you're selling, maybe you can teach a course, or maybe you can sell an item. You can do that through your own podcast and monetize your own podcast directly for your own means.
Yeah. Simone, Dale, and I, we do the show every morning. What about a podcast? Is it a weekly thing, a daily thing, a monthly thing? How it work?
Whatever frequency your audience can take. What we found is, when a podcaster falls in love with your show, you cannot make enough episodes to satisfy their needs. So really gauge when you start out weekly, get a feel for the audience, and then if they crave more, give them more. If they crave less, give them less. But usually a week is a sweet spot.
Yeah. Let's talk about producing the podcast, Paul, because, everybody says, I want to do a podcast. But then when you start looking at what's required, how do people access the podcast? You put it up on social media, you go through an app like Spotify. What works?
Yeah, so there's usually a host that hosts your show, and then that host usually has it broadcast all the devices, Google, Apple, Spotify, everything. So it's really getting on that host.
Right.
There are free tools, like Anchor is free. It's owned by Spotify, so they will put your show up for you for free and everything. But there are paid methods as well that offer more benefits and more ownership of your own content. And there's one that's really popular, one that we use called Libsyn, Libsyn. So record your podcast, put it on Libsyn, and basically everyone who has access to podcasts, wherever they are in the world, can listen to it.
Yeah, and that's what I find so neat about it, that it opens up the market. You can be at your house and do a podcast. It doesn't require much to get quality. Because sometimes when I read and they'll say, listen, you need to download this so that the audio quality is great, and you need to, I mean, I say, well, then I couldn't just use my phone and, yeah.
Yeah, the requirements are getting less and less expensive. Like this microphone, for example, is about $60. It's very affordable, and it provides really great quality to get into the game. And once you have a good microphone, you can always go up from there. But to get started, you really don't need much.
Yeah.
And to have good quality, you really need good quality to have people trust you and want to stick around.
Yeah.
So there's the microphone, there's the equipment, and there's also the production. Where you have teams of people, and a whole business market is being created for editors who want to find work with podcasters to edit their shows and put it up for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Listen, man, I tell you, the job market is fun.
So let's say you're a consultant. You have a podcast?
Yeah, I had a podcast. I'm actually gonna put some more episodes on it. It's called The Transformation Blueprint. We spoke to entrepreneurs in Jamaica about their businesses, how they got started, what lessons they can give to people who are thinking about starting and transitioning from a job into a business. So that we ran that from 2017 through to 2019.
So you don't do it anymore?
Not right now. I am coming back with some new episodes though. So if anybody is interested, if you subscribe there for more content.
Yeah, and yours audio or video or both?
It was both. I'm going to do predominantly audio from now on.
Why?
It's just easier to manage. And not a lot less technical. I don't have to schedule with a team to do video. I can just do audio, put it up. So if I'm just recording right now, I feel like I want to say something, can record something, put it up, and everyone can hear it. Not ruling out video for the future. But for right now, definitely getting started back. Audio is just the way to go in terms of convenience for me and everything.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Thank you very much. I learned this morning, even though Delia teach me some stuff, but made it tough. Stay safe and God bless you. Look after yourself.
Thank you. Take care.
Paul Stennett, podcast consultant. All right, the second edition of News in 5 comes up. We still have about 6 minutes to go before that. And then when we come back, we take a look at that outstanding, magnificent, and long-running show here on TVJ, Profile. You ever been on Profile as a guest?
No.
Why not, though? We have so much things to say.
Well, let me see the new host. Are you a host? If you're a host, bring me on. What are the new host?
When I tell you whether me a host or not, that's a secret. It could be me. Could be me.
We're going to find out in a show.
Yeah, we lost Mr. Boyne, unfortunately, and then we had the outstanding Dr. Ellington. And then we have a new host starting like... No.
Let me tell you, we have, when we do comedic sketches, that's a go on Jamaica to write it. The Ian Boyne Profile sketch is always the most popular.
Yeah, he was something else.
Always the most popular. Yes. So it's a show that's loved by Jamaicans. That's why it's so long running, So from Ian to Faye, baton.
Quickly, why did you get into media?
I got into media not by design. I volunteered a lot with sports teams as management, and they interviewed me one day, and Ed Barnes said he thought I was pretty knowledgeable and I was articulate. Would I like to do sports on TV and radio?
I hear the same thing. One day my brother called me and said, them asked me to be a football analyst and I don't want to do it. And I jokingly said, I just come home, and I jokingly said, tell them me we do it. Next day I get a call from Courtney Sergeant.
Yeah.
I said, Well, my match Thursday at Stadium, Jamaica College
Yes.
against Tiverlane, Walker
That's
Cup.
sad.
I hear the analysts, some say, all right. All right, folks, going to go for a break. Stay with us, as we said, second edition of News in 5, and then we have a chat about Profile. Soon come.